Hello and welcome to the Grand Prix podcast!
Woo, woo, woo. It's racing week and I'm excited!
Thank God.
I've missed it.
I know, same.
Well, today I'm going to be doing the intro. I'm not nervous at all. There's no
shaking?
standard that I'm supposed to be following or anything. I've tried to match your unhingedness.
Don't know what you're talking about. My intros are purely
I don't think it will
factual.
be as unhinged as Skibbity, but here we go.
Okay, good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Formula One Flight 2025. The summer break is over, and the fans are flying home just in time for the race. Please fasten your excitement, secure your adrenaline, and stow all distractions. We're cleared for departure to Zandvoort. 20 drivers, 10 teams, 1 Dutch Grand Prix. The skies are grey, the fans are defeating, and the pressure is molten. Expect turbulence, sudden seatbelt on warnings, and in moments of sheer disbelief, oxygen masks will deploy automatically. Red Bull passengers. Captain Max Verstappen returns to home airspace, greeted by a roaring Dutch crowd. His team may be fourth in the constructors, but Max, he's still conjuring magic. Meanwhile, poor Yuki Tsunoda is struggling to upgrade from economy to first class. But let's be honest, he's not on the list. Note to passengers, security has been called to remove Christian Horner. We're still not sure how he snuck on this flight despite his ban. Ferrari passengers, Lewis Hamilton is learning the rhythms of life in red. Strategy blunders, garage tension, and radio misfires may make his debut feel like a roller coaster without a safety bar. If you ask a flight attendant for help and they never return, don't panic, you're just living the Ferrari experience. Complimentary tea will, however, be served at every break. McLaren passengers, calm skies on the surface, 200 plus points clear in the standings, but in the cockpit, Norris and Piastri are locked in silent warfare. Lando's every expression screams nerves, hunger, excitement, while Oscar sits stone-faced, unreadable. Every lap could trigger an emergency maneuver, so please keep your tray table stowed and your nerves braced. And yes, the Australian anthem will once again be playing on repeat. Headphones are encouraged. Alpine boarding was delayed as Franco Colapinto fell asleep at the gate. He has now been gently shaken awake and escorted on board by Flavio Briatore, who seems to be giving him a stern talking to. We don't know if he'll make it off this flight.
Oh.
Passengers seated in Racing Bulls, please note this is not a connecting flight to Red Bull. No matter how hard Liam Lawson pushes the call button, that upgrade is no longer available. Weather advisory, rain is in the forecast. Expect slippery tarmac, wet tires, and chaos on the radar. Hold on to your helmets and your flags. Safety briefing. Our crew will assist in case of an emergency stop, but ultimately, George Russell will tell you it was his plan all along. Please locate your nearest exit. It may be behind you, like Lewis Hamilton's chances of a podium this season. Refrain from using mobile phones during takeoff and landing, unless you're Toto Wolff calling the FIA mid-race. Seatbelts must be fastened low and tight across your lap, unless you're Charles Leclerc, in which case expect them to malfunction at the worst possible moment. In-flight entertainment includes Fernando Alonso's unhinged intercom commentary, Russell versus Verstappen in a mid-air catfight, seated far apart of course, Zach Brown shouting strong enough to rattle the overhead bins. Today's meal service includes vegan schnitzel a la Hulkenberg, papaya pie from McLaren, and Almave tequila shots brought to you personally by Lewis Hamilton. Please sit back, enjoy the spectacle, and prepare for takeoff. The Dutch Grand Prix is about to begin.
Very nice.
Thank
What
you.
was your inspiration?
Well, initially I was going to do a reality show script, but then I would have had to do I would have had to do the commentary bits and the voices of the drivers, and I realized I probably won't be able to do that. So I figured, let me do a flight one because I miss holidays.
Right, okay.
Why wouldn't you say you tied in because of summer break?
Because of summer break, obviously.
You're so annoying.
Obviously. So did I do well?
You did do well, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know who I think won out of all of that?
Who?
AI.
Oh. No, I did some stuff that are mine and then asked AI to make them sound better. Can you say I'm like shaking?
I know.
Why are you so nervous?
I noticed it as you were talking. I noticed like your whole like throat was like vibrating.
I just felt so under pressure.
It's just us two here. We're not doing a live ep. What are you doing?
But I wanted to do well.
So now you get the pressure I'm put under.
Yeah.
And then when you guys I finish it and then you guys go, that was something. Now you know how it feels.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'll still probably be doing that, but I mean, I feel for you.
You never seen me shaking like a leaf.
Girls, we're amongst friends. There's nothing to be nervous about.
That's
I
true.
know, but then there's also a lot of people listening, so I don't know how they're going to be.
You said the viewing figure and then we're like, no, I don't want to jump. Not big enough to say the number yet.
There's like 1 million people listening to this podcast, so we don't want to, deliver something
just to
bad.
say, we have so many DMs, we just can't get back to you all.
Just know we appreciate and love every single one of you.
Yeah. There's just too many to love, though.
Yeah.
So what can we say?
It's just us in the DMs.
Girlies, we're back to racing.
I can't tell you how much I've missed this.
Same.
We put up a good front with our mid-season reports and,
F1 exam.
of course, the F1 exam.
That I failed.
Yeah. But I'm glad we're back to racing. Would you like to know what some of the drivers have been up to since they've been away?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, let's live vicariously through millionaires.
Okay, we've got a few categories. So George Russell went off with his partner on a luxury yacht, combining relaxation and quality moments and fitting in workout sessions whilst abroad.
I do that every week.
Ooh.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yachts. Charles Leclerc spent downtime unwinding aboard a luxury yacht with his partner.
So last year.
Yeah, so copycat.
Everyone knows that you need to be on a super yacht now.
Exactly.
Yes.
Boring. Alex Albon relaxed on the water with his partner on a yacht.
I
No, they
saw
really
it
do love
actually.
yachts.
It looked like a canoe, honestly, tiny.
Esteban Ocon spent quality time with family and friends out on the sea. Kimi Antonelli went on a getaway to Greek waters with close friends and family. Carlos Sainz enjoyed family time aboard his boat, not yacht. Will his
has some boat.
money not paying off? Huh?
He has his own
Pedalo.
boat. Daddy signs. No.
Showcased his athletic skills by diving 11 metres underwater. Don't know why that's so specific. Making headlines, Oscar Piastri celebrated in true Aussie style by firing up a barbecue with his McLaren team.
Ooh.
Pretty dull. And then and then he has announced that he will have his own grandstand at the Australian Grand Prix 2026.
Yes. And I saw the prices.
Really?
Grandstand indeed.
Oh.
Spenny.
Oh.
Like-
Oh.
Plus a grand.
Hey!
Oh.
Finished ninth this year. I'm not doing that.
But you know what? You know what I bet these drivers haven't done? I bet they haven't gone to Nero on a weekend and sat outside and had a coffee.
We haven't done that. We've done far more interesting things. Shut up.
I bet they haven't enjoyed a Sainsbury's meal deal.
Yeah.
We have, I don't know, yeah, you guys need to go out more. I was out partying with other friends.
I don't know if you count watching Ted Lasso's Podium.
Shut the fuck up.
They haven't sat on the sofa until 3 a.m. binge watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Shut
season 2.
up. That's all lies. Anyway, Pierre Gasly posted cryptic messages hinting at the launch of a potential new brand.
Oh, I did see that.
Ooh.
What's it a brand of?
A drink, I think?
Drink secret stuff.
No, thank you. What does that mean?
It says, in August 2025, Gasly created a new Instagram page at Drink Secret Stuff and posted an image of a silver can labelled Secret Stuff.
Just get a job.
He has a job.
Oh, yeah.
Idiot.
Sorry, I'm still concerned about what secret stuff he is making people drink.
Well, they have bull semen in Red Bull.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Do you know what semen is?
But, yeah.
Do you know what a bull is?
Yes.
Okay, now put them together, stick it in a can of Red Bull.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Not real.
The source is, trust me, bro.
I thought it was bull wee,
Why would it be bull wee?
because it was taurine.
The good stuff is the sperm, I reckon. Hate that as a quote.
Get it, girl.
Get it, girl, get it.
I thought the myth was that taurine was bull urine.
No, I always thought the myth was that it was bull sperm.
Oh.
semen.
Either way, I'm never drinking Red Bull again.
Fair enough.
To be fair, I haven't drank one since I was about 18.
The only time I have it is when it's mixed with Jägermeister.
Same. Moving on from whatever the fuck that was, Lewis Hamilton featured in a special Vogue photo shoot with his dog Roscoe, dubbed Dogue.
Yes, I
Aw,
saw it. Was
that's cute.
adorable.
Adrenaline activities. Max Verstappen took to the water on an e-foil for some high-speed thrills.
The fuck is an e-foil?
Translation for the girlies. An e-foil is an electronic hydrofoil board that combines a surfboard with an underwater foil and a battery-powered electronic motor, allowing riders to fly silently and smoothly a short distance above the water's surface.
Okay, I'm picturing the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer.
That's because you're a geek. Sorry. I'll get a picture.
Thought this was meant to be a safe space.
And yes, it isn't. You see that? It's got a little stick in the water.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's
powered by that, and then it like just above the water.
Mm-hmm. Now paint the person and the board silver, and you're watching the original Fantastic Four movie, I reckon.
Nice. Lando Norris attended the Esports World Cup. Gabriel Bortoleto took his partner for a spin in a stock car.
The fuck is a stock car?
Translation for the girlies. A car used for racing that is based on a production car but heavily modified for performance, safety and racing durability.
Okay.
And finally, Ollie Behrman celebrated his GB3 driving brother's Thomas' birthday. What the fuck? That was written like an idiot. He celebrated his brother's birthday, who also drives in GB3.
Right, okay.
Thomas Behrman. And also, several drivers just hit Do Not Disturb mode and just enjoyed their break.
Fair enough.
Fair.
So there you go.
I actually saw a video on YouTube earlier this week, and I don't know if you know, but Lando Norris has like a YouTube group called Quadrant.
Okay.
And they do like game streams and stuff like that on YouTube, and Lando is very rarely in the videos, as I'm sure you can understand. He's out trying to win himself a championship, but usually during the break he starts appearing on different videos and stuff. But they actually did a video where they went to Daytona racetrack, which is where Ollie Behrman has the track record, and they put him in a disguise to make him look like an 80-year-old man, made him compete in like an amateur race against complete amateurs with like prosthetics to make him look all wrinkly and stuff like that. He tried speaking with an accent, realised he was bad at accents, and basically said to him, qualify last, and then your challenge is to go from last to first when racing against amateurs. Obviously he did it because he's Ollie Behrman and he's racing in an amateur race. But when they revealed on the podium at the end that it was Ollie Behrman, not only did everyone not give a shit, but people like looked visibly pissed off at the fact that he had basically taken away their opportunity to be on the podium.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Oh damn!
But it was very entertaining to
That
watch.
is like going to like your work drinks and you're going to go to Flight Club and then someone dresses up as someone else and it's actually Luke Littler and he wins every round. You're like, what the fuck? We're all having fun here. What are you doing, loser? Well, that was what they were all up to.
And we were working hard on the podcast
Yeah.
every week, delivering content.
The hustle never stops.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in between that, we watched The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Stop! Shut up! We did it. Taylor's my favourite. Okay, anyway, let's move on to
The race.
Qualifying?
Okay, Honesty Corner. I don't want to do the quali lap anymore. Okay?
Boo!
You saying moo
Down
or boo?
with this.
Boo! Why did you think I was saying moo?
I thought you were calling me a cow and I was about to have beef on the mic.
I was saying boo!
Do you want to do them?
No.
Okay. Nav?
I have to do the edit.
Oh, okay, cool. So we're not going to do that anymore. What we're gonna- I felt it was a lot of time and effort, and realistically, it was quite hard to do. So we're not going to do that, but expect more hilarity and fun instead.
And newsflash, she never managed to do it in one take.
No, I didn't. Now you're seeing behind the curtain of the magic.
Just wait for the bloopers special podcast.
When's that happening?
Some point.
All right, cool. Reem's not in charge of the
Sign up to
schedule.
our Patreon.
That was a joke. We don't have a Patreon. Barely managing with just an Instagram. Okay, right. Shall we go on to... What the fuck are we going on to? I feel a bit lost now. We're not doing the calling lap. Do I just do one?
Let's start the race. Should we just talk about, without you doing the quali lap recap, do we just talk about quali generally?
Okay, fine. Let
Quali
me just
happened.
let me just think of a
Borg.
random thing that happened. Someone called me the goat on TikTok. Thank you.
Oh, yes, quali predictions.
Yes.
And someone called me a real one.
Yeah. And I got no love. The fuck? Where am I from?
Also, didn't realise there's so many Alonso stands.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. People love Alonso.
Why do you seem so betrayed by me saying that?
Because, I don't know, it seems strategic.
What do you mean?
What? To get the love of the fans. I don't know, just bullshitting.
You are completely bullshitting. The reason I predicted that Fernando Alonso would get third in qualifying was because the Astons seem to have really good pace in hand for the free practice sessions. And I thought of the two, which one's won 2 championships and which one hasn't. Fernando Alonso, I'm going to choose him. I think he's got the pace in the car.
Fair enough.
Well, let's go over our predictions and the actual quali results. So what actually happened during qualifying is that Piastri put it on pole, Norris qualified second, and Verstappen qualified in third. Now, the GOAT, Izzy, your prediction was Lando in first, Norris in second, and Alonso in third. So actually, you didn't get any right.
You were wrong!
However, I would argue that Lando Norris has looked like he's been on the front foot the whole weekend coming up to qualifying, and Oscar Piastri looked like he'd been on the back foot all of weekend, but he delivered a lap when he needed to and when it mattered.
The point remains, you were wrong.
And then on top of that...
Moving on.
Reem, your prediction was Max on pole, Piastri in second, and Norris in third.
Yes.
So you were also incorrect on every single one.
But someone called me a real one.
Okay, but still an incorrect real one.
Which
so
is
actually a
based on
false
vibes.
one. And then my prediction was Oscar on pole, Lando in second, and I said George in third. So you
were wrong.
But at least I got 2 of them right. At least I got 1 right. Neither of you guys got anything right. I got 2 of them right.
But did you get a comment?
Nope.
Did anyone praise you?
Nope.
So we win.
And
So
I
who's
just,
really winning?
I'm just trying to call out the injustice here.
Injustice. Yeah, if you go to that prediction page and you see an extra comment, just know it's Nav on her burner account. Okay, can we talk about Hadji?
Yes!
Hadji the cute!
Hadji the cute! He's got his best ever position, qualifying in fucking 4th.
Well done to him.
How the hell? Damn. What the hell? What are we laughing at?
What the hell?
What the hell? Yeah, he beat both the Ferraris, both Mercedes and a Red Bull.
Beating both the Ferraris isn't an impressive statement anymore.
Yes, it is. Leclerc is brilliant.
Leclerc
Lewis
is a
struggles
really good
with
qualifier.
qualifying. But Leclerc, how dare you? That's just recency bias. How dare you? Put some respect on his name. He makes nice ice cream. Gelato. Anyway, yes, he was able to out-qualify teammate Lawson by 4 positions, and he said that the car was exactly how he wanted it, and was responding very well, especially on the final lap.
Good for him.
Yeah, very, very, very impressive. I like a little bit of Hadji. And also, Fernando Alonso, even though he didn't get as high up as I hoped he would, I hoped he'd get 3rd, he qualified 10th.
It's a bit far off.
Listen, not that I watched Ted Lasso, I've obviously been out partying and socialising, but in Ted Lasso, they all hold up a poster that says, believe. They all put their hands on it at one point. It's very poignant and touching. And I feel that I was putting my hand on that sign for Alonso.
What's the line between believe and delusion?
Pretty close, I'd say. The Aston Martin seemed to respond quite well to Zandvoort as a track. I don't know what happened. It looked like they just put some extra batteries in. You know, like your TV remote, you have to bash it a few times. Go, oh, maybe the batteries. And then it works perfectly. Felt like it was that for a bit. But I was still very impressed to see them up there. We talked about it in the mid-year report. Spa was a low point for them because they were back of the grid and they were 19th and 20th. And now look at them. They keep sort of having slumps and back up, slumps and back up. It's quite a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, they really need to work out what it is about their car and the tracks that means that they perform well at some and not in others, and work out a way to find like a nice middle ground.
I don't know that these regulations have been that easy to deal with, though. I think every single team has got a really small window of margin where their car operates very well. As soon as you fall outside of that, you're locked in with parc fermé. We will explain what that was. Hey,
Yes.
what does it mean in
parking.
French? What?
Closed parking.
I think closed park.
Closed park.
Very good, though.
That's
10
what I
points
said.
to you. With parc fermé, you're then locked into a bad setup. But for this weekend, for qualifying, compared to where they have been, I thought that was a bit of a win for them.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the downsides. Lance Stroll. Wasn't great, was it? Lance Stroll crashed in FP2 which meant his team had to break curfew so that they could actually repair the car. They worked until like 1 a.m. to get that ready. So all the engineers are thinking, fucking great, can't talk to my wife, can't talk to my partner, can't play video games, can't go out to play pool with the guys, now I've got to work, boring. And then they managed to get it sorted. And then on his first flying lap, all the engineers are like, come on, in the green, we're so good. And then he crashed it on his first flying lap.
Yeah. You'd be mad.
Yeah, and he had to just sit out for the remainder of the session. I don't know, we say a lot of shit about Lance Stroll, but that was pitiful. He was so frustrated that he walked out of the media interviews mid-question. He needs to turn it around today because he's starting 20th.
Yeah. Did you see the videos of him on the driver's parade?
No, I didn't.
He was just stood completely on his own in the corner, just sort of looking out, looking a bit depressed.
It's very sulky, man.
I think he's probably doing that because the engineers are like, motherfucker. But we've got to fucking look after your car again. And he's like, yeah, I feel bad. They're like, no, you don't. And he's like, yeah, I know, I feel really bad. And he's going to stand in the corner like, hope they can see.
What a conspiracy. Okay. Is there anything else you need to update us on?
Ollie Behrman's going to be starting from the pit lane.
Ooh.
He qualified one place ahead of Stroll, but he's decided that he's going to have multiple power unit elements changed on his car. So he kind of didn't perform that great in qualifying. So he's decided, him and his team have decided, let's just start right at the back and we can change some bits, take it out of parc fermé, change some bits, and then hopefully have a better performing car for the race.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hope it works for him.
Fingers crossed.
Should we go see?
Let's do it.
What a race!
Yes.
Holy moly, that was a lot of stuff that happened.
Race made me realise that I hate the summer break.
Yeah, fair enough. That was such a fun race.
I know,
obviously a
it
lot
was
of
chaos.
disasters, but it was just such a good race to come back to.
It was like, it reminded me of Australia because it was like the first race after so long, and then it was just like everything that could possibly happen happened.
Yep.
And now it's like after, a month of no races, everything that could possibly happen happened.
Yep.
Yeah, that was 72 laps of actual chaos. But I actually quite enjoyed that.
I loved it.
That being the case, because I think we had Hungary, for me, there wasn't much drama and excitement, and I think everyone was kind of like, they knew what was going to happen. It was McLaren 1-2 and whatever, which is great for them, but it does get a bit dull to talk about. So I think that this race was nip and tuck, and I feel like you'd take a sip of your tea, look back, and someone had crashed, someone had got a penalty, someone had overtaken, someone had pitted. There was all sorts going on. I loved it.
And it was spaced out as well, so it wasn't like all the chaos happened at the first 10 laps and then it got boring. It was like every 20 laps something would end up happening, and it was very, very good to watch.
Yeah.
Not great for the drivers.
Now, how do we pick what the main talking point is going to be? Because there's so many options.
There is quite a lot of options. What driver do you want to focus on first?
I think Norris. Because that was the biggest shock for me.
I didn't know if it was Norris, Ferrari, or Hadjar.
Ooh. Do we start with the good or the bad?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's start on a positive.
Okay.
Let's warm up the listeners.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Hadji the Cute!
Oh, I wasn't part of it.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Hadji the Cute! Thank you.
He's on the podium, guys!
I know!
We were so happy.
Yeah, it was just so heartwarming. And then the way that he ran up to his team afterwards was just so cute.
How clueless he looked because he didn't know where to go and then saw them all and went skipping over. Such a cutie pie.
Yeah, that was a sensational drive from Hadjar, in my opinion.
And you're a pigeon.
I'm a pigeon, apparently. That was a sensational drive from Hadjar, in my opinion. I think that was fantastic. He got drive of the day as well.
Of course.
Well deserved.
Very well deserved. He obviously started in 4th, right? He then created a DRS train for people behind him. He had Charles Leclerc in a Ferrari chasing after him. Charles had stayed in his DRS for so long and right behind his rear wing for so long that he ended up having to do lift and coast to cool down his engine and still wasn't able to get past. He had a few lunges and a few moments. Hadji survived. Then we had a safety car, and he was able to survive the safety car restart. Mm-hmm. Then he was chased by Russell in DRS and was able to survive that. Then we had a virtual safety car, and he was able to survive that. Then we had another safety car, and he switched onto softs and was still in 4th. Then he had Russell chasing behind him, and he still survived that.
Yep.
We had bouts of rain, and he survived that. Then we had another safety car, and then he finished the race and ended in 3rd.
I mean, when it got to the last 3 or 4 laps when Norris crashed out, and we knew that it was then Hadjar's chance to be on the podium. Russell was like right behind him, and he was in DRS as well. And the entire time we were screaming at the screen, going like, "Leave him alone!
Back off, Russell!
Not overtake
Stay
him!"
away from him!
Literally. Because it's like you just know his ego is going to be so big, and he's going to try and get past him so that he could be on podium and he could say he deserved podium. But it's like, let Hadjar have his chance. And he did. Hadjar fought him off greatly.
I don't think George willingly was just like, yeah, you have it, it's fine, I'll sit this one out. I just don't think he was able to catch him. He had damage as well.
Yeah, that's true.
He outperformed the Ferraris and also the Mercs today on pure
And
merit.
He outperformed, once again, Yuki Tsunoda.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did. And actually, I was looking, there was an article that was talking about Peter Bayer, who is the current CEO and boss of Racing Bulls, was talking about how impressed him and the rest of the team have been with Isack Hadjar this season. And he recounted a story from the Austrian Grand Prix qualifying. And he said, honestly, he's incredible. I'm still struggling to believe it, but it's what's happened. I was listening to the radio when he was coming in, and his engineer said, "Look, Isack, you're losing about half a tenth in turn 6. Isack said to him, "Can you be more precise?" His engineer said, "Yes, I can. You're losing 0.035 of a second in that turn." Isack said, "Okay, I know what to do." And then he did it. So he said, for me, it's as simple as that. His capacity for driving. And said, honestly, I think we see great things from him. His mind is just working, asking, growing. Isack is a great kid. He's great, but he needs this year with us, and everybody agrees that that's what he should do. So I think part of that message is also saying, like, Red Bull, stay the fuck away from him.
Yes.
He just needs more time to keep growing into himself. But I did think that was a very interesting insight to how Isack works. The fact that he was able to say, I need more info from that. And as a result, he then was like, aha, I know what I'm doing, that I can change that. Today, he was able to fight off Charles Leclerc, who's a fantastic racer in his own right. And the same with George Russell. Both of those two people are leaders in their own teams. As I'd say, Hadjar is probably becoming in Racing Bulls. And to pull off, obviously, he even said in his post-race interview, kind of fed off the misery of Lando Norris today. However, you got to take these things. That is sometimes how motorsport goes. Sometimes you end up getting a result you weren't expecting because someone else isn't in the race.
First you have to finish.
Exactly. And points means?
Prizes.
Boom. So I think changeable conditions. I mean, we saw Lewis crashed out today, going onto the wet side of that sticky, slippery sort of part of the banking. There was very small margins that you could have gone just slightly too wide and you crash and you're out. Hadjar kept it on the road and kept it competitive. He had some spicy moments of defending. I think he was fantastic.
Yeah, I think any other rookie or like most rookies in his position would have probably panicked. Having Charles Leclerc, George Russell behind him that are both very experienced drivers. He kept his cool in the last 3 or 4 laps when he knew that he was getting podium. He didn't let the panic overtake him. He didn't make any stupid mistakes. He just really just kept his cool, was barely on the radio. I don't think we even heard from him the entire race. And he did it.
Well, we will talk about one rookie that didn't keep his cool when combating another driver. But first, shall we talk about what this means for Hadjar in terms of points?
Yes, please. Yeah, I want to hear this.
So he obviously would have gotten 15 points from this. Let's talk about all Red Bull, Racing Bull. Let's talk about all the Bull drivers. The one that's on top of the table is Max Verstappen in third in the Drivers' Championship. Hadjar is then next. In the sister team, 10th in the driver standings. Next up, you have Lawson, who is 15th in the driver standings. And then you have Tsunoda, who is 19th. The only people below Tsunoda in the driver standings currently are Jack Doohan and Franco Colapinto, who are both on 0 points.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. It's always recency bias, isn't it? Because if we go back to Australia, this is a guy that got DNS.
Yeah.
He was fighting for the title in F2 and did some great performances, but lost out to Gabriel Bortoleto, came into F1 in this seat and crashed on the formation lap. And it was like, before he even had a go, it already was all over. And if you remember, he was very emotional, and Dr. Helmut Marko from Red Bull was like, he needs to not be so emotional. There was kind of a dark cloud following him in the sport from then. But then, after 2 races in Japan, he managed to score points. He got P8 in there. And then later on, before today, his best finish with this team in his Formula One debut has been P6, which was in Monaco, if you remember those tactics that him and Lawson did. But
genius tactics, worked very well for him.
And then James Vowles and Williams did not think so.
Points means prizes.
But yeah, I feel like every other Williams and Mercedes were like, we're not going to stoop that low. And
Oh,
Racing
but then
Bulls were
Williams
like,
did the
"Bet."
same thing.
Yeah, legit. I think the fact that he's been able to have this, just continue to chip away at it and done some great overtakes. He seems like he's really getting into the rhythm of things. I think to get snatched away into Red Bull right now, I think would be the wrong thing. And I'm very glad that he's kind of subtly in the press been like, I'm happy where I am.
Yeah.
I think that's clever, but fantastic driving from him.
Where does that bring Racing Bulls up in the team standings?
So there has been a little switcheroo.
Switcheroo.
Racing Bulls before this race were on 45 points and Kick Sauber were on 51. After this race, however, Kick Sauber in 8th place are on 51 points and Racing Bulls have overtaken them for 7th place with 60 points.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
And they are now only 2 points behind Aston Martin, who are on 62. So they are 2 points behind that all-important 6th in the championship.
Oh my
Damn.
God.
Okay,
Yeah.
they've
That is
done
fantastic,
very well.
because Red Bull are only in 4th place.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's a big points deficit as you get further up the chain, but I mean, if they could get into 6th and they're only 2 points behind the main team, that is a fantastic result for them.
Yeah. I mean, Williams are a bit further up the road. They're on 80 points compared to Racing Bull 60. But
I mean, the season is
keep
long.
chipping away at it.
Yeah. I mean, as they say, tough times never last. Tough people last.
Okay.
Have you not seen that thing when the guy goes randomly at the end? Have you not seen that?
No.
I know the
Oh.
one. Oh my God, for once I know a meme.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't.
like, he's like, tough times never last. Tough people only last. For no reason. I don't know why he does it. That's my official quote.
Nice. Put on merch.
Right, we hinted at it. Shall we talk about the rookie that did not manage to keep everything nice and good on track?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about it, shall we? Kimi Antonelli.
What a fall from grace.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. I
We
don't know.
were praising this kid so much at the start of the season.
Yeah, we really were.
And he can no longer rest on the fact that he's only 18 because he turned 19 last week. Step your
He's
game
been
up.
told. Okay, didn't have the best qualifying.
Poo-poo
Yeah,
qualifying.
it was not great. He qualified in P11. However, if I count the races where he hasn't won any points, we go to Imola, DNF, Monaco, P18, Spain, DNF, Canada, P3, Austria, DNF, Silverstone, DNF, Spa, 16th, Hungary, 10th, Netherlands, 16th. So he hasn't had the greatest run. I mean, we've had 5 races since his podium in Canada. And admittedly, yes, he scored a point with 10th in Hungary. But I just feel like that confidence has shaken a little bit. And he said in his post-race interview that he just needs to get better at qualifying. But I'm just not sure what's going on with Kimi Antonelli. Because that slide that he had with Charles Leclerc, I think the only word I can think to say is just unnecessary. It just didn't need to be done. Ferrari seemed to react to Mercedes deciding to call Kimi in to get some soft tyres on so that he could get pumping some good laps and make up some places. So Charles and Ferrari decided to do the same thing, came out ahead of Kimi, and I think Kimi just came in way too hot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was kind of an awkward, fast but awkward kind of weird slide, oversteery, messy kind of moment. And the destruction on Charles' car was crazy.
I know, that front wing went flying
Yeah.
off.
And he
spinning
lost a
around.
tyre as well.
Yeah, he did. Instantly as well,
Yeah.
because it went over
Yeah.
that little bump.
It was just unnecessary, disappointing, and just awful to watch, considering Leclerc was
Yeah.
actually having a very good drive. I think Leclerc was doing brilliantly before Kimi Antonelli
Yeah.
came and fucked up his race.
And he was in that second half of the race where we
Yeah.
know that the Ferrari is a lot quicker in the second half than the first half because it's lighter, it's got less fuel to burn through.
If we look at that wider, if we remember the first starting parts of this race, he was actually chasing Yuki Tsunoda
Yeah.
in Red Bull for P11, and he was chasing him for ages, and it seemed like he was just struggling for straight line speed. He just couldn't quite seem to get enough momentum and speed to be able to overtake him. So he was frustrated there and kind of got stuck.
And then he obviously benefited from all of the safety cars and stuff like that.
He did. You're completely right. but he wasn't doing much. It was a bit of a nothingy race until that moment, and then it became a complete shit show, because then he hit into Charles, and then later he got 10-second time penalty for that, and then he got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Yeah, a complete Sunday to forget. So I felt...
But I think the last 5 races have all been races to forget. He scored 1 point in the last 5 races, and this race, obviously, he ended up coming right down out of the points again because of his 15-second time penalty.
10 seconds.
15 total.
Was it 15?
Well, he got 10 for the collision and then 5 for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh shit! Okay, I didn't realise.
15 in total.
I think he sped a bit quick as he came in to get his tyre changed.
Oh.
Yeah. It was interesting that Kimi got the speeding in the pit lane thing, because actually for this race, the FIA have increased the pit lane speed from 60 to 80 kilometres per hour. They've done this...
Kimi said not enough.
Kimi was like, it was 90, right? But apparently they've done this for practice, qualifying and race sessions at Zandvoort, even though the circuit has one of the tightest pit lanes in the F1 calendar. But apparently they've done this across quite a few of the different race tracks across the calendar this year. The reason is a bit of a strategic motivation, apparently. I feel like this year has been like the FIA like, more racing! And everyone's like, this is not working. So the FIA have implemented this to increase and encourage two-stop race strategies, as the previous slower pit lane speed was contributing to one-stop strategies being more favourable due to the extra time lost during pit stops.
Interesting.
So they've made it a little bit faster to hope that can happen. It's quite obvious that maybe Kimi did not listen in his briefing.
No.
Yeah. Did not hear that.
And did not decide to look at his steering wheel for the speed delta.
Yeah, literally. So he just heard, it's gotten faster, I will decide how fast. Fernando Alonso apparently backed this decision, stating that drivers are capable of handling 80 kilometres per hour speeds, even in confined spaces, noting that only Monaco might genuinely require the 60 kilometre hour limit for safety reasons, which I think makes sense.
But they had a mandatory two-stop anyway, so...
Yeah, they had their own Mickey Mouse idea over there. So. It was like interesting that we had an incident of someone speeding in the pit lane, but it was also like he had more of a scope to not do that, and he still did it, which I thought was kind of added to the woes of Kimi Antonelli this weekend, unfortunately.
It's just rookie errors from a rookie driver.
Yeah.
And something that I found really interesting to listen in on is in the post-race coverage of this weekend, Jacques Villeneuve, who is a former world champion, he won in 1997.
Oh wow.
He was basically
that gave the Kevin up. Damn.
Wasn't even born then.
I
wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I'm a 2001
you were born
baby.
Earlier than that.
I'm a 2001 baby.
You were walking and talking.
I was working.
But he basically questioned whether or not Kimi is ready to be an F1.
I mean, I don't know if it's that he's not ready to be an F1, because I think he's shown great stuff already. Mm-hmm. I think the beginning of his season has been very good, and he was the most impressive rookie on the grid, and he's still one of the most impressive rookies on the grid, I think. But I think he's made a lot more mistakes in the past few races. Obviously, he had the collision with Max as well in Austria. And he ruined Max's race for that one. And now he's had the collision with Charles Leclerc. And then he also had a few retirements as well. And his qualifying hasn't been as good. So it's not been great.
It's back to us trying to defend each driver.
It's not been great so far. But... I mean, like you said before, like recency bias, right? Because you can't forget the start of the season for him. He made it on podium by the time it was Canada. He qualified in pole for Miami. He qualified, was it in pole Miami? Was it a sprint race? Yeah. He qualified in pole. And he was the third youngest driver to do that. I think he just needs to not let his ego get ahead of him. Mm-hmm. I think he needs to calm down a little bit, keep his head cool and not be as competitive. Try to actually focus on your skills and your racing and not so much trying to one-up your teammate. And then if he just focuses on that, I think he'll be fine for the next few races. But, I mean, I don't know if you can say that he shouldn't be in F1.
Permission to play devil's avocado.
Always.
You always do.
Granted?
Yes.
Okay.
What if I said no? What would you have done?
I'd shut up and move on.
Well, then no.
No, you already said it. No, take it back.
Take my fucking conversation to someone that appreciates it.
is it just that he looked so great at the start of the season because he was in a much better car than all of the other rookies who have now had time to adjust to their less good cars or have had their cars develop in the development race?
I do think that Mercedes have seen a slump in general performance,
Yeah.
both from both sides of the garage. I don't think that's just Kimi
Yeah, because
Antonelli.
George has also gone downhill, but it's Antonelli who's gone downhill in terms of car performance, but also his own performance as well. So maybe his car isn't making him look as shiny as it was at the start.
I mean, let's not forget, like, also Australia. That was a wet race. That was a chaotic race. Basically, I think it was all the rookies except Antonelli were out of that race.
Yeah, and
They
I
all
can
crashed
acknowledge
out.
that he did very well
Yeah,
there.
Yeah,
and
he
I think
did.
that was.
But was it a fluke?
I think part of it is skills as well. I think he was the reason he was able to stay on track is because he was able to manage driving in wet conditions, and I think he does have skill there. Like, I don't think it's just
Or
the
is it
car.
because everyone wasn't being as pushy with their cars? No one was really going for it because they had seen all of the chaos that had already ensued. And everyone was playing a bit safer, which meant that he could play very safe.
I think for me, I think that Mercedes have always had much more of a holistic approach with their drivers, how they look after them, how they mentor them and coach them. So I think that they're in this no blame culture sort of situation. And you can hear from how Toto talks to him on the radio, oh, grande Kimi, grande Kimi. You can hear how Bono talks to him on the radio. They're very supportive and they see him as very young, but they see him as a great young talent for the next few years. And if we look back to when there was lots of rumours around Max moving over to Mercedes, there was no question over whether it would be Kimi or not. Kimi was staying.
Yeah.
That is their future. George is their present, but Kimi is their future. And I think with that sort of rhetoric, as we've gone through the season and he's had some poor performances and then bad momentum where he's had DNFs or he hasn't scored points, I think that confidence gets knocked and knocked and knocked. And I think you see it with drivers where they try and do moves that are never going to work because they're so desperate to try and get a good redemption story for that race so that their team can be proud of them and they can turn that narrative around, that they end up sort of spiraling outwards and further downwards, should I say. And I think today was one of those moments. I think that Kimi was on soft tyres, his tyres were fired up, he saw the chance to be able to overtake a Ferrari and he saw the chance to be able to make some more points. The team had already let Kimi go, past George Russell because George had so much damage and was being slow. So they were like, let Kimi go off for it.
And being
Exactly. That is the kind of ego boost and that confidence boost that you want to hear. We're going to let George move out of the way so you can go off and make those points up. That's exciting for him. And I think I think he was trying to be the moment. And I think, unfortunately, it all got away from him.
Girls, stay with me on this.
Oh, good God. What the hell does that mean?
How do we feel about gentle parenting?
None of us are mothers now. How the fuck are you aging us like that?
Do we not think that maybe the whole no blame culture at Mercedes is potentially a bit detrimental to a rookie?
Well,
They coddle him, they don't, force him to take accountability for his own mistakes. They just accept it and say, it's okay, we'll move on. Toto, frankly, blows smoke up his arse, even though he hasn't been performing all that well. It's kind of like soft parenting a bit, whereas Red Bull juniors, they know that they have to do well or they're fucking gone.
But that hasn't worked. That has
But
not
is this
worked.
working?
I think that time is the greatest healer, and that, the only way he's going to perform better is if he continues to learn about the car. And if they come in and say, listen, Kimi, today that really wasn't the move you should have done. Let's have a look at it. Let's talk about it. How do you see it? How would you do it differently? Those kind of conversations are instilling an understanding of discipline, but they're doing it in a more human way. And it's being able to ground out those bad mistakes, but not having to ground him down in the process. Whereas I think Red Bull, yes, they get fantastic results, but we've seen a trend of rookies either almost paralysed to be able to do anything with this car that they have, and it all being geared towards Max and having a pressure cooker of an environment, I think is just too much. On that point, what is the 11th team that is going to be joining the grid next year?
Cadillac.
Yes. Dude, you know that they have now announced their two drivers.
Yep.
Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri Bottas! I'm so glad he's going to be back on the grid!
I am very excited that the pair of them are going to be back on the grid. And I was watching an interview that Sergio Perez was giving when it was announced. They'll talk about Cadillac. And one of the things that Sergio Perez said was, I had to be very mentally strong to be able to endure the time over in Red Bull, because it's just very tough there. And he said, you've seen it now with racers that have come and gone, and you see that they haven't lasted as long as I have. And that was because I had to really keep my head on my shoulders and keep going for it. And essentially what it sounded like he was saying was, yeah, the reason this Cadillac opportunity came up was because my stock went up as soon as other people realised that when I was out, other people had the same struggles as me. You can't put it all on me. There was a lot of struggles in the background.
Like, I feel like now that Horner's gone, everyone is finally coming forward and feeling like they're able to say, this was awful. How I was treated was awful. Something's got to change. And I'm coming forward and I'm giving my side of things.
Where's the Netflix documentary?
Drive to Survive. Keep up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree with that, because I think with Perez, he was going to get promised a contract and then suddenly it was dropped, and then they decided to bring in Lawson. So it was very sudden. Everybody was like, oh, he is being signed. They thought he was going to get dropped.
No,
and then
it
he got
wasn't.
dropped.
Everyone knew he wasn't going to get signed.
Yeah, but then he did get signed. And then suddenly everyone was like, oh, he's getting signed. No, he's not. And then suddenly they dropped him. So he was out of the sport, and then they brought in Lawson. So Perez was made to kind of hold that burden of like, you're shit, mate. And then suddenly when Lawson didn't perform, and after 2 races he got yoinked out, and then Tsunoda's been dropped in there, and now Tsunoda isn't performing. I think that without Sergio needing to say it, everyone was like, oh, I get your point. And now he's coming back to the grid. People are like, God, yeah, Red Bull's a bit shit, isn't it? And he's like, yes, yes it is. Thank you. Let me tell you all about it, please.
He ends up leading the Red Bull Survivor Club. I was going to add to your point about the Mercedes team coddling Kimi Antonelli. I think even if they are coddling him, the FIA aren't. Like, Kimi Antonelli still...
How dare they give him a 15 seconds in time penalties? He's just a baby!
My point is, he still got a 15-second penalty, so he knows he fucked up his own race. He's out of the points.
Rules. They can't just not give him a penalty because he's a kid.
I get that, and I think it was completely right for them to give him the penalty, but I think the point is that by him doing that, by him crashing into Leclerc, getting him out of the race, he ended up getting a 15-second penalty, or 10 seconds and then plus 5 seconds for the other instance, and he's now out of the points. So
your point is that the reality check comes from the FIA and the penalties he gets, even if the team aren't giving him the honesty that he needs.
Yeah, because he's gonna then, after this race, he's gonna be like, I fucked it up. But same with like Lando Norris when he crashed in Canada. When he crashed in Canada, it was his own fault. The team didn't have to tell him that because he knows that he fucked up his own chances at the championship.
Should we pivot slightly?
Pivot!
From Kimi Antonelli to the man that Kimi Antonelli replaced at Mercedes, which is Ferrari and Lewis Hamilton. I didn't feel that qualifying went amazing for them, for Ferrari. Lewis has come back from the break and was saying...
They seemed a bit happy with their result, no?
Yeah, but
they both made it to Q3.
Yeah, but if you remember, it looked a bit dicey in Q1.
Yeah.
It didn't look like they were gonna.
Yes.
I didn't feel confident. I was a bit like, fucking hell, they're quite low down. And then
Q2
they do a flying
they were
lap.
good.
Q2 they found some pace, but I'm saying Q1, I was like, are they getting through to Q2?
And Q1 actually put them at risk a little bit, didn't it? Because they had to use extra tyres.
Yeah. So, which is not, you don't want to be doing that at all.
No.
We had them lining up 6th and 7th, which... it's not amazing, but it's not awful, I guess. So, when it came to how both of their races started, it was clear that Charles needed to get past Hadjar and ASAP to try and get into P4 so that he could start making some headway and maybe challenge Max for try and get a podium, which seemed to be a very frustrating situation. By lap 16, he was doing lift and coast. Lewis was tucked behind Russell for most of that time. Russell. And he was struggling to make any sort of impact on that. He was in DRS. I thought maybe he was just kind of saving his tyres and trying to hope that he could, make use of those tyres later. We had the rain that started to drizzle down, and then poor Charles Leclerc, he decided to pit for hard tyres on lap 23. But on lap 22, Lewis said, definitely have to undercut these guys. It's hard to get closer. And lap 23, Lewis crashed out after going wide on the banking and got a snap of oversteer, and that was the end of his race.
Yeah, so obviously they pitted Leclerc first because he was ahead on track, so he gets preferential treatment. But obviously Lewis was going to come in the lap after.
Yeah.
But it was never meant to be.
No.
You don't see Lewis make mistakes like that very often, do
It's
you?
his first DNF this season.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's normally, I mean, the cars are very reliable normally, so it's not normally, an engine failure that will have you coming out of the race, and Ferrari haven't had that issue this season, it must be said. To see Lewis out, I felt quite sorry for him, if I'm honest. I know that we talk a lot about, is he washed, isn't he washed, 7-time world champion, no chance of getting the 8th, but in terms of just a mentality point of view, I did feel quite sorry for him.
Yeah, he'd come into this race weekend saying that the summer break was very needed. He'd had a good mindset reshift and he was feeling a lot more positive. And like once he had crashed out, he was then doing his post-race interviews and was saying that he was in much better place with the car and was feeling like, they were actually getting somewhere with improving it and stuff like that. So to not actually be able to see what that meant on track was disappointing.
Yeah, I think it must have been frustrating because it was with Charles, he had a tangling with another driver and it was purely down to Antonelli's actions that meant that ended Charles' race. With Lewis, he wasn't battling anyone at the time, so it was just purely his own problem that he just dropped it and it went all over the shop. So I did feel sorry for him, but it's a loss of points that the team won't be happy with, coming off the summer break and having essentially a pointless outing for them this weekend when they're in P2 in the Constructors.
Yeah, I mean, they've managed to keep in P2 in the Constructors. They're on 260 points still, but Mercedes are catching up now and are only 12 points behind them.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the battle continues for that. They can still claw that back.
Yeah.
Still got a lot of races.
As if Lewis's weekend couldn't get any worse. The FIA has said that they've made a decision for him to drop 5 grid positions for the next race, in which the driver participates 2 penalty points, total of 2 for the 12-month period. This is because of failing to slow under double yellow flags at 223, 225, and to travel at a greatly reduced speed at pit entry road.
So this was on his lap to the grid before the race had even started. Failed to slow under double yellows.
Yikes.
5-place grid penalty.
Okay, so if you're thinking about it from Lewis's point of view, right? You've had an absolute fucking hooner of a weekend.
Yeah.
You want to forget about it, fly home or fly wherever and fly the fuck out of there, basically. And on to the next race, get your head into the engineering briefing and try and figure out the bits of the car you did enjoy, try and engineer out some of the things you didn't enjoy in the setup and restart. And then you're going to be heading into a weekend. And before you even stepped in the fucking car, 5 places dropped. And qualifying is a struggle for him.
Yeah.
So this is not going to go well, I don't think, unless he's got sensational pace.
To make matters worse, the next race is Monza.
Okay, so they're going to the home of the Tifosi.
It seems very harsh. Like a very harsh grid penalty.
Speeding under double yellows.
Well, if he hadn't have fucking not finished the race, it would have just added, even if he finished out of the points this race, then it would have been applied and it would have been that, and that would have been like, okay, fine, whatever. But this is hurt because it's already mentally, that's already weighing heavy on your head.
Yeah.
He'll be able to, zone that out and just go racing and do whatever, but it's not easy. In Monza, you need to perform for the Tifosi because you got the whole of Italy watching you.
Yeah.
And also he's got Charles Leclerc, who even though today was, must have been very frustrated. I felt very sorry for Charles with his race. He is the leader of that team and he's been outperforming Lewis left, right and fucking centre.
And last year, won in Monza.
He did, yes.
Home of the Tifosi, Temple of Speed.
Damn.
Lewis's first time there.
And both of your first time there.
What, last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true. We went to go and see it.
Woo.
Scenes. It was fucking boiling though. Fucking boiling. At one point I thought, how can my body still produce sweat? I'm so dehydrated. What's going on?
There's also no shade if you're there for general admission. So
just get
any brands that want to hook us up with hospitality.
Literally. I have no ethics or morals when it comes to, I don't care what fucking brand it is.
Yeah.
Bring me there. I need shade.
To the
Bello
VIP
will
section.
take your snus.
Yeah. A completely wasted weekend and afternoon for Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll regroup. I'm kind of, I feel like they're down so bad for mental health's sake. I don't want to keep talking about them. I just don't want to do it. What I do want to talk about is the papaya team.
Yes.
Oi, motherfucking oi. Jeez. Okay, so we obviously had Piastri out of fucking nowhere. I feel like Piastri could drive on 2 wheels and you still get fucking pole at the minute. The form this man is on is madness.
He means business. He's not fucking around.
No, he's not. And this win today is very interesting. Do you know why?
Oh yeah, by the way, listeners, he won.
Oh shit! No, sorry.
But I mean that's expected at every podcast.
You could have guessed that.
This was Piastri's 9th career victory, which means that he's tied with his manager, Mark Webber. Because Mark Webber, formerly a F1 driver, he drove for Red Bull and a few other teams, I'm sure. But
Multi-21, Seb.
Multi-21, Seb. How about that? Tied with his manager. If I was Mark Webber, I'd be like, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Do what else you fucking want.
You seem to know since you got your degree.
You stupid fucking orange car, fuck you. No, it was very cool, and also Piastri's first ever career podium at Zandvoort. He got a Grand Slam.
As in, he got fastest lap, he got pole position, and he got the race win.
Oh.
He took pole, victory, fastest lap, and led every lap.
Damn.
Yep.
Boring.
But he didn't get driver of the day. That was
boring?
reserved. That had to be the cute.
It's just because I'm sick of talking about Piastri. Let's talk about Norris.
That has not happened since the McLaren driver Mika Hakkinen did that in Monaco 1998.
As in, that's not happened for a McLaren driver?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I'm sure Max has done that.
No, for the McLaren
most
driver.
of 2022 and most of 2023.
Don't give me facts. Okay, let's talk about it.
Let's go to the other side of the garage, shall we?
Piastri lined up first, leading the championship by 9 points. Lando Norris behind him in second place. Start of this race, trailing him by 9 points. Max Verstappen, third place. Nowhere close to the championship fight. But Max was on soft tyres. I liked how bold Red Bull were today.
They were very,
I liked their decision making. I liked it.
You liked how bold Max was today.
Yes. And what happened? He overtook Lando.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which was probably quite frustrating for Lando. However, on lap 9, Lando overtook Max for P2. And from there, they had a safety car for Mr. Lewis Hamilton. And Piastri and Norris, they decided to double stack. And Norris got the green light, and then he made the front jackman fall into the wall of wings.
Yes.
He did look like an angel. Luckily, he isn't an angel. He lived, and he's fine. Sorry.
And it was very nice of Lando to radio through to make sure he was okay.
But he was a bit sassy.
Oh.
And at one point he said, well, why didn't you tell me this information sooner? Because if you let me know where Lewis had crashed, that's like race-ending information. I need to know that sooner. And his engineer replied how sometimes I reply to people at work, which was, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I like that.
But also fair fucks. He knows that he's trying to win a championship. He needs that level of information. And most of the other teams had already given their drivers that information. So why Lando was on some sort of information lag makes no sense.
That is true. But also, you know, when you're at work and you've got someone that gets paid so much more than you and they're asking you like a million questions, they're like, why don't you figure it out?
I know this.
I know this too. And whoever's listening, you know what I'm talking about. The person I'm talking about doesn't watch or listen to this. However, we then had a virtual safety car. I forget what for, if I'm being honest with you.
Debris on track?
Aha, makes sense. And from there, on lap 42, Norris was 1.1 seconds behind Piastri.
He was indeed.
And he was hunting him down. And they were sort of playing cat and mouse, to be honest with you, as they are all the fucking time. And then Antonelli and Leclerc had a sensational entanglement, as Jada Smith would say. And on lap 53, they had a safety car, which meant that McLaren could double stack once again. Showy offy. And the order was Piastri and Norris were on hards, and Verstappen, Hadjar, Russell, Albon, Antonelli were all on softs. And then on lap 65, Norris started having smoke come out of his car, pulls off to the side, and he was out.
Yeah.
And that was all that he wrote.
I felt for him.
It was very sad to watch.
He's now 34 points away from Piastri.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I didn't think he was going to win this race. I don't think he would have been able to get past Piastri. But the fact that it wasn't a mistake of his own, he didn't crash, no one crashed into him, it was just an engine failure. It's just awful to watch.
I think it was frustrating because I think that Lando has gotten a lot better at being able to have more self-confidence, especially when talking in the media. And I loved his attitude that he had when he was talking to the media that was like, kind of just want a burger and to go home. There was a lot of positives from this race, but it doesn't matter now because I'm out of the race. It is what it is. It hurts, but I've got, great competition with Oscar and I'm going to try and bounce back. It is what it is. Because I feel like normally he would have been very emotional and he would have laid his heart out on the line and said, yeah, this was fucking devastating, I don't want to talk. So I think there was a lot of growth from Norris. And also he can take comfort in the fact that he DNF'd nothing to do with him. Like in the press, and we've spoken about it, he makes sloppy mistakes and silly mistakes when he's under pressure and he thinks that there's a win up for grabs. Canada is a fantastic example. But this DNF, as difficult as it was to probably process, it was nothing to do with him. He couldn't have avoided it. And there's no driver's going to come out. Max isn't going to be like, well, I wouldn't have done that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like he did it off his own fault or failing. So even though it's going to sting...
It's another one of those races where at the end of the year, if he comes second in the championship, he'll be thinking, if only that didn't happen.
Yeah. Canada and this race, I think, will be two obvious ones that he'll be like, I just bled points there and I didn't need to.
Yeah.
But at least with this one, although frustrating, I think there's like the pro and the con to that. There's nothing he could have done, which is a pro and a con. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I felt very sorry for him. And also, it was a boring end to the race. I wanted to see him fight.
Yeah, but it led the way for Hadji the Cute.
That's true.
Podium.
It was really sad, though, watching Lando Norris get out of the car and then, sit with his head in his hands, and Charles Leclerc was doing the same.
In my mind,
if you want a nice social edit for this week...
with the sad music.
Everybody Hurts by R.E.M.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Do that today.
With pictures of Leclerc sitting on that little mound, Lando on his little patch of grass.
Lewis walking away with his head down.
If it was like an uplifting rom-com, like Lando would have taken his helmet off, looked up, and Charles Leclerc would have been like nodding at him like, I know.
I was standing. You were there. Two cars colliding.
And then cut to Isack Hadjar hugging his team and the song playing.
Will never tear us apart.
Hadjar looks over and waves at both of them. They're both like crying for him. Like, we're happy for you. Yeah, I mean, what can you say? I mean, Norris has been on it all weekend, and unfortunately, he let Max get past him, which then put him on the back foot against Piastri. Piastri then got preferential tyre treatment, even though they did double stack because they were so close together.
But when they double stack, it means that Norris essentially has to slow down a bit to build a bit of time.
Apart from him letting Max through, I think he was quite calculated about that. He didn't rush it. He didn't ruin his tyres doing so. He's very calm about it, and then overtook Max when he could.
Yeah,
I think
and actually he was being quite conservative. Max had that bit of wobble in the dust and then in the grass, and Lando didn't know how he would come back onto track, so essentially went a bit wide to make sure that he was giving him enough space so that if he did come onto track a bit erratically, it wouldn't end his race on the first lap.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's frustrating because I feel like we've there's been so much talk about it, and like people listening, yeah, we get it. It's not the most exciting title fight. We get it. It's very one-sided. We get it. But I think there's moments where there's a genuine excitement. Like, okay, these two, it's actually hotting up. But things like this, it's not exciting to watch. It's just sad. I don't want to see Lando sitting on the side of a track with a helmet on, looking like he's going through the same pain that fucking Charles Leclerc's going through. Because I mean, Charles Leclerc's got a lot. He's with Ferrari. There's a whole other fucking trauma going on there. But it's frustrating that we're on race 15, so we've still got 9 more rounds. And 34 points could be made up and then some. But
you never know. Next race, maybe Oscar's car will do the same thing.
Well, I was thinking more positively, and I was thinking that maybe Lando... I was thinking maybe Lando bounces back with sensational back-to-back wins.
No, even it out. Let him crash.
All right, fine. Bitches. But if
someone needs to knock Oscar down a few pegs.
Yeah, he's too good. If his manager's like, I'm over him.
He was trying to smile so hard on the podium today, and there was a glimpse of it for like 2 seconds, and then he just went back
Did
to
it
like.
Warm your heart?
No,
oh.
Because he went back to monotone.
Can I be really real? Yeah. I was looking at Hadjar the whole time.
Yes,
I had no interest in
Hadjar the twat. He's gone and broken his fucking trophy.
Don't call him that. What is wrong with you? How dare you?
You can call him Hadji the Klutz.
Okay, Hadji the Klutz.
No.
He's gone and broken his fucking trophy. His hand-painted trophy.
It was quite an ugly trophy.
It's the only one he's got.
It didn't read to me as a Netherlands trophy.
No.
Where was the orange?
Yeah.
And it looked Japanese to me.
Yeah.
Like, it was
With
all
the
beautifully...
gold
Yeah, all
sort of
gold and all
thing,
hand-painted. Like, from afar, it didn't look like something that would have been designed for the death. I just
No.
didn't read... I don't know. The trophies are very
Make it
strange.
shaped like a stroopwafel or something.
Remember that trophy that Max had to kiss, and when he kissed it, it lit up? That was weird.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
some
was
trophies.
weird.
What?
It had on the back of the trophy, if you kissed it, it then had a sensor and it would like light up the trophy. So we had to like, it was like you and Harry Potter had the stitch. And it says, I open up the close, and then Harry's like, and he kisses it. I feel like I kiss into this podcast all the fucking time.
How weird.
But yeah, I remember they had it, and they had like articles written about it, like, this trophy's crazy. And I was like, this is a bit weird. You don't need.
It's also not sanitary.
No, it's not. The guy that's created is like kissed it like 15 times, making sure it works, and Mac's like, ugh.
I taste tuna.
Why'd you do him like that? Okay, fine. We'll talk about the fact that Sainz is kind of a bitch.
Yes. Reem, we have to fight. It's written in the laws of protecting your man.
It's also written in the law of this podcast.
Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen.
I'm listening and waiting for an
Sainz
apology
said
for
that he
Lawson.
was-
Yeah. Mhm.
Sainz said that he was going to go to the stewards after the race because he doesn't think it's his fault. He thinks
You know
it's
what?
Lawson's fault.
Red flag, can't take accountability. Next.
Wait.
We've never seen your eyes go that
Wait. When we watched the replay of
Mhm.
what happened, you were saying that it's Lawson's fault. And then you flip-flopped. So
Listen.
even you saw that it was Lawson.
Whoa. I
explain
am a
yourself.
supportive best friend. I'm able to see what you want me to see and what you want me to see. It's called being a sheep.
I was going to call you a mediator, but okay.
Oh.
Right, leave the sheep out of it. You and me.
Hello.
Throwing cans.
Okay. Okay. I don't really remember the question. From what I saw,
Mhm.
okay, Sainz was trying to overtake Lawson.
Mhm.
Lawson swerved.
No.
It did look like he swerved.
No.
Yes, it did.
No. Science didn't give him enough space.
No, but it also looked like Lawson swerved to the left.
No.
Yes, it did.
No.
Yes, it
He
did.
was just trying to stay on track.
It looked like he swerved, and Lawson has had some aggressive behaviors in
Hey.
the past.
Please don't
So
bring
I
up
wouldn't be
his
surprised.
past. Please don't bring up his past. He's
And-
moved on from it. He's
I don't
doing
really think
a
he
lot
has.
better.
I don't really think he has. And he looks like he swerved, and that's what caused the crash. Now, listen, Sainz didn't give him enough space, so I will also blame Sainz for it, but I think it's both of their mistake. I think Lawson should have also gotten a penalty for it.
No, I disagree.
I didn't see it before they did the replay, but when they did the replay, I could see it was both their faults.
I think you're using the replay as an excuse to also not take
Well, the
accountability.
replay is actual footage.
footage.
In the radio between Sainz and his engineer says, "We do get a penalty, us, 10-second that will serve at the pit stop." And he said, "Who? Who gets a penalty? Me!" And the engineer then replies to him, "You get." And then he said, "Are you joking? You're joking. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing I've heard in my life." And that was how it went. And then after that, he went into full Karen mode and said, "Make sure we go visit the stewards after this race. I want to have a talk with them." Has anything transpired after that? Or the FIA standing with their decision?
He got 2 penalty points after his 10-second penalty.
Ha!
Oh. So they kind of doubled down on your mans.
I want an apology, please.
No,
Girlies, please.
no, I stand by my man.
We... Don't be that girl.
I think it was mutual,
It wasn't mutual. One got a 10-second time penalty and one didn't.
but I think it was a mutual mistake.
I don't think that's the case.
Let me believe what I want to believe.
Okay, fine.
This is going to change the dynamic of
You've
the
made no
podcast.
argument.
Because I don't have to.
You've sat and listened.
Mhm.
You need to fight for your man.
I've sat and listened to bullshit.
Oh.
Oh. You're going to let these boys ruin our friendship?
Nah.
Yes. No, I don't care that much.
Was it better or worse than Russell being told to move out of the way for Kimi?
Sorry?
You know, if it's the other way around, he'd be like, "Get him out of the way!" But this way round was
You need
so
to tell him
funny.
to move. I think I can win this. We need this result for the team.
Literally, as soon as it's the other way around, he was like, are you talking to the right driver?
The fuck?
I kind of
You've come through to George Russell. I think you met Kimi.
I hate that Kimi Antonelli crashed even more because that gives Russell more leverage to say, how dare you swap us? Look what happened when you swapped us. Hello? Did I speak into the air? You're not the listeners, you're on the podcast. Please, listeners, tell me if you're with me.
Sorry, I was drinking my Piastrum.
When the girlies at the sleepover get too bitchy, you don't want to join in anymore. Ollie Behrman.
Ooh.
Yes.
He started this race 10 plus 10.
20.
Correct. Esteban Ocon started this race 9 plus 9.
18.
That was Reem. Hello?
18.
Am I talking to the air? Hello? And Ollie Behrman finished this race 3 plus 3.
6.
Esteban Ocon finished this race 5 plus 5.
10.
Now, I know there's a lot of math there, but how many points do you get for finishing in 6th, Reem?
6 points.
Incorrect.
10 points.
Incorrect? That's crazy.
12 points.
Incorrect? That's mad.
4 points.
Incorrect.
8 points.
Fantastic.
Thank
Good
you.
work.
Thank you.
First try. And how many points do you get for 10th place?
1 point.
Correct.
Thank
First
you.
try. Absolutely
Yes.
fantastic. What is 8 plus 1?
9.
9 points. 9 World Championship points from 18th and 20th starting positions.
Yeah, that's
That's
crazy.
fucking impressive. Now, I know, listeners, that was a lot of maths. Sometimes I just have to prove to you that we're rather intelligent. So,
Because we don't always show it on
exactly that. I think that was a fantastic performance from Ollie Behrman especially, because the amount of overtakes he was making was rather spectacular. And if you remember, from the final safety car restart, he managed to get himself on a nice pair of tyres, and he was just overtaking left, right and centre. It was fantastic to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He overtook Bortoletto for P10. He then overtook Alonso for P9. He then overtook Gasly for P8. And that is where the story... No, he got to P6. How the fuck? Oh, he also got inherited a place because Norris crashed out.
Mm-hmm. And then Antonelli's penalty.
And then Antonelli. So, yes, he got some good fortune at the end. But still, very, very, very great driving.
Yeah. And Haas were 9th in the championship overall. They're still 9th.
Oh.
But they were 16 points behind Sauber, and now they're only 8 points. No,
Damn.
no, my math is wrong.
Oh.
They were 16 points behind Sauber, and now they're only 7.
Oh, and it only took you 25 minutes to calculate that.
Women supporting women. Can I also give you some more numbers?
Sure.
If you must.
There's quite a few drivers that have the same points. Currently.
Yes, there are.
There's 2 drivers that have 0 points. Oh, let's do it where you guess. Okay, there's 2 drivers that both have 0.
Frankie Colapinto and Jack Doohan.
Correct. And in 16th and 17th, there's 2 drivers that have 16 points.
Alonso and Stroll.
Incorrect, both wrong.
Oh.
One of them is just the person we were talking about.
Hadji the Cute.
No, literally
Behrman.
just talking about. Yes.
Behrman and Tsunoda?
No, your man's bitch.
No. Behrman and Sainz.
On the same points on 16th, so they're in 16th and 17th. And then further up, 14th and 15th, there is, I'll make it like the start of a joke, a Kiwi and a Frenchman walk into a bar.
Oh, Gasly and Lawson.
Well done!
Damn.
Both on 20 points. And then we scroll up further, 9th and 10th, I'll do another joke, a bogey-coloured car and a rather cute person have a conversation.
Hulkenberg and Hadjar.
Fantastic work, both on 37 points. And then a hair up, 7th and 8th, a man who needs to get scolded more, and a rather nice man in a dark blue car have a stroll together.
Alex Albon and...
Grande.
Antonelli.
Yes!
Ah.
Isn't that random? There's that many drivers on the
know,
exact
yeah.
same points.
But that's the thing, like the midfield fight for both the drivers and the constructors is way more interesting than the actual ones leading the
Heating
race.
up quite nicely.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
actually, yeah, you're right. But I also think that the constructors is so tied up because both, like McLaren have so many points
Yeah.
that it's now a best for the rest kind of contest. But even that, if we look at the constructors, McLaren on 584 points.
Ugh.
Bit fucking greedy.
That's crazy.
In second place behind that, 260 for Ferrari. And then further behind them, 12 points back, as Nav earlier said, 248. And then a massive gap to P4 with Red Bull, 214. So,
and then an even bigger gap to Williams.
In fifth, 80.
Yeah, not even cracked the hundreds yet.
Yeah, literally. But I wonder who's going to win Constructors this year.
I reckon
I don't
Alpine.
know.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think they're sandbagging.
Well, even though you have retired from Izzy's quali lap, Reem, you're not allowed to retire from Reem's recap.
I forgot about Reem's recap. I thought we were moving on to the Grand Prix
so long since
podium.
we've done this, hasn't it?
Okay.
Both Ferraris are out of the race.
Lewis Hamilton crashes out on one of the early laps that I cannot remember out of
23.
his 23 due to wet conditions. And Charles Leclerc gets attacked by Kimi Antonelli on the track when he was doing so well. So you can blame Lewis, you cannot blame Leclerc.
Liam Lawson is attacked on track by Carlos Sainz.
Allegations against Carlos Sainz for attacking Liam Lawson when actually the camera shows that Liam Lawson swerved into Carlos Sainz, but he unfairly got a 10-second penalty as a result of that.
And penalty points.
Norris had a plume of smoke and was out.
A plume?
A plume. Yeah, plume.
Plume.
Yeah.
Plume. A plume of smoke.
I've never heard of that.
A plume.
It's like a big puff.
Oh, okay. Lando Norris gets effed by the Mercedes engine and retires from the race, even though he was leading. Well, not leading, he was almost leading in P2.
Incorrect.
And this could mess up the chances for Lando Norris for the Drivers' Championship, as he was only 9 points away from Piastri at the start of this race, and now he's up to 30-something points away from the McLaren driver. The
34.
McLaren team, 34 points away from his McLaren teammate. So will this be the end of the Drivers' Championship for Norris? We'll find out.
Hadji the Cute gets P3.
Hadji the Cute destroys the F1 Dutch Grand Prix trophy only hours after winning the race, because he is a bit of a klutz, but he had an amazing race and he won, so we'll celebrate him either way.
Ollie Behrman starts in the pit lane but finishes the race in P6.
Ollie Behrman drives an incredible race as he moves up fast from P20 all the way up to P6, overtaking each of the drivers on track smoothly and doing it with grace. The same grace that he has with the way that he's tall.
What?
I don't know.
Terrible. Kimi Antonelli gets 15 seconds of time penalties.
Kimi Antonelli, rightfully so, gets 15-second penalty from the FIA for honestly being a prick on the track.
Whoa.
And for hitting into Charles Leclerc, making him finish his race, having to make him retire and then sulk off track, and also costing him his own race as he dropped down in the order and got himself out of the points.
Lewis Hamilton handed a 5-place grid drop for the Monza Italian Grand Prix.
Lewis Hamilton needs to pay his therapist a lot this week, as he will need to recover mentally from the emotional impact of not only DNFing for the first time in the 2025 F1 season, but also on top of that having to go to the next race in Monza, the home race for Ferrari, with a 5-grid penalty on his shoulders.
Right, it is now time for the Grand Prix Podium.
Oh, this is going to be hard.
Should we start off bottom of the barrel prick?
Yeah. Let's do
Who
it.
are we going to say was the prick of the race? 3, 2, 1. Kimi
Antonelli.
Antonelli. Yeah, that is run and done. There is
Lewis
no
Hamilton
debating.
is so fucking lucky today.
Yeah.
Because Antonelli really said, hold my beer, baby. Don't you worry. I'm going to fuck this up even worse so you don't have to be prick on this podcast.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, it was looking like it was going to be Lewis because of the fact that he crashed out on his own accord when other drivers that are less experienced than him had managed to keep it on the track. But then Kimi Antonelli decided to not qualify that well.
I don't know. I would have put forward a case for Sainz personally.
I would not have agreed with you.
These men are tearing you guys apart. But then Kimi Antonelli decided he's going to crash into Charles Leclerc, he's going to speed in the pit lane, and he wasn't going to look good doing it either. So I think
no need to come after his appearance.
I think he's grandly a prick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't coming after his appearance. Sorry, I just got what you said.
You can't take it back now.
No, I meant as in it didn't look cool.
Right, okay. Shall we go for grand?
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
German. What?
Absolutely
What?
wrong. You are absolutely wrong.
How
Tilt
dare you?
your head further down. That's right.
Hang it in shame.
That's
Why?
it.
How dare you?
I'm allowed to have an opinion.
Well,
No.
yes. What? I think Hadji the Cute deserves to be higher up than just grand.
Yeah.
Right, so to clarify, you two are placing Hadji the Cute as Grand Prick
Yes.
and Ollie Behrman as Grand.
Yes.
I'm going to take that, flip it and reverse it.
Oh, okay, Missy.
Explain.
So I am very, very proud of Hadjar and very, 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 very happy that he managed to get himself third step on the podium. I'm not taking away from that at all.
Okay.
Seems
But-
like it.
Let me explain. Jeez. But he started fourth and he finished third. Very impressive,
Mm-hmm.
but he started fourth, finished third. In comparison, Ollie Behrman started in the pit lane and finished sixth. Like, that is a jump. That's not even starting last, because starting last, at least when you're all driving off at the start, you're all starting at the same time. He started after everyone else, which means by the time they're around like the fourth or fifth corner, he's already, 10 to 30 seconds behind them all. He then had to catch up that time, and then
Safety
also...
cars, though, helped him there.
Safety cars did help him. Safety cars also helped Hadjar.
Safety cars, 3 crashes, and Sainz and Lawson's incident. I'm not discrediting.
Yeah, but all of
Oliver
that helps Hadjar as well.
I know, but I'm not discrediting Oliver Behrman's drive, but I mean, that also helped him go so high up. While Hadjar, I think what's impressive about him wasn't just the fact that he made it onto the podium, because yes, that's largely attributed to the fact that Norris didn't end up finishing, but I think what was impressive about Hadjar was the fact that he was able to defend against 2 very experienced drivers, Charles Leclerc, George Russell, never panicked, kept his cool, kept his position, and he just managed to make it to the end. I think that's the most impressive thing that he's done on the track today, and I think that's why he deserves Grand Prix.
Also, on top of that, just some facts for you. Hadjar took P3, and he has now become the 5th youngest podium finisher of all time, behind
Damn.
Verstappen, Stroll, Antonelli, and Norris. On top of that, he's also the youngest French driver to stand on the F1 podium. Previous record was held by Pierre Gasly in 2019. And he's also tied the best result for a rookie this season with Antonelli in P3 in Canada. So he's equalled a result that Antonelli was doing in a Merc in a Racing Bulls car. And he was able to survive that whole 72 laps and was able to inherit a place further from already a fantastic qualifying position.
Yeah.
Whereas Ollie Behrman was on an absolutely thrilling recovery drive, which for me still means that it's great, but not as great as Hadji the Cute.
Yeah, but I mean, you should also take into consideration the fact that Hadjar's driving a Racing Bulls car, which we know all through the season he has been qualifying amazingly, whereas Behrman's driving a Haas, and Haas are 9th in the Constructors' Championship,
not-
so
but-
no one's expecting that car.
Yeah, but they're only
realistically, to finish
19
in
points away.
Yeah,
It's not like they're leaps and bounds ahead. Like, it's still quite a close fight. And
but I mean,
Racing
they're
Bulls
only
did
19
fantastically.
points away, like, because of how well he's done this race to be able to get that many points.
Exactly. So they are, even though it's a Haas, they're still very close. And this result meant that they're much further away.
Okay, look, I mean, at the end of the day, democracy, but, like, I just wanted to put forward my reasoning. So,
And we appreciate you, we love you, and we accept you when you're wrong. The smile faded so quick.
So Behrman for grand.
Hell fucking yeah.
and we don't really need to go over Grand Prix because we just did.
3, 2, 1.
Hadji Behrman!
You are a naysaying motherfucker. You could have joined in with the girlies there. 3, 2, 1.
Behrman!
What are you doing?
What?
What are you doing?
I thought we were just re-recording for whatever reason.
No.
I didn't.
Join in with the girlies. 3, 2, 1.
Harley
I
Davidson!
swear to fucking God. I swear to God.
Okay, so on our Grand Prix podium this week, we have Prick, Kimi Antonelli, Grand, Ollie Behrman, and Grand Prick, Hadji the Cute.
Oh my God, a whole rookie of a podium for us.
Yes, although I'm sure Antonelli wishes he was not there.
Yeah.
Well, he is, and you can't change that.
Yes, we're not gentle parenting on this podcast.
No, we are not. And is this the first time? Kimi Antonelli has already been chosen to be Grand Prix, and that was in Miami and in Canada.
Yeah, but he's also been chosen to be Prick before.
Yeah, twice.
Oh, yikes!
Austria and Belgium.
Kind of feels like bullying girls. Oh well.
And Isack Hadjar has already been Grand Prix in Japan.
Well, I think that was an absolutely thrilling race to get us back and, gearing up for a second half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And whilst Lando Norris will be licking his wounds a little bit down in the dumps for this the next few days, we have still got 9 more fucking rounds of racing until we finally see the checkered flag and we can make all of our conclusions at our end of race review. So a lot more nonsense from us.
Are we getting closer to the night races?
Yeah, we are actually. We've got Italy, which is a day race, Baku, which is a day race, and then after that, Singapore, which is a night race. And my God, is that a good fucking race.
I do enjoy Singapore.
Same. But for now, we've got the Temple of Speed, Monza, coming right round the corner.
Woohoo!
If you've enjoyed listening to this, send us some money. Sorry.
Please.
If you've enjoyed listening to this, then honestly, God bless you. But also, we have loads of crap you can go and follow, such as Instagram, X, TikTok, YouTube. That's it. And we also have all sorts of other episodes you can go off and listen to, but I won't pressure you. Do it. Leave us a 5-star review. If you don't want to leave a 5-star review, don't leave us anything other than 5 stars. It'll fuck things up in the background of this podcast. Thank you to all that are engaging on our posts, sending us beautiful messages and just being fantastic. We appreciate you. And we will be here next week ready to talk everything Italiano. And I have something brewing in the background that you're going to love. And if you don't, fuck you. We've had a fantastic time, have we not, girls?
Yeah.
And we will see you next time. Goodbye!